Ever since I moved my printer into this IKEA cabinet, I had one annoying problem. Every time I pull the printer out, the paper and other supplies fall onto it. So today I'm going to fix that. For this project, I'll be using a 60 by 60 centimeter acrylic sheet and one of these cable organizers. These will hold the acrylic sheet in place. Before I could get started, I had to empty the top shelf. I had barely touched this shelf since I built the pull-out shelf for the printer, so this was a small trip down memory lane. If you'd like to see how I built it, I'll link that video at the end of this one. I finally had enough room to work. Just a quick clean and we can get started. The first step was to cut the cable organizer to the right size. Instead of taking measurements, I decided to use the cabinet itself as a guide. I placed the cable organizer against the printer rail and pushed it all the way to the back. The back panel wasn't sitting completely flush, so I pulled it into place before marking along the bottom edge of the cable organizer, using the front edge of the shelf as my reference. There are a lot of different ways to cut this. I tried a few of them, including scissors and a Japanese pull saw, but a utility knife worked the best. Worked the best. Worked the best. A shop saw would probably have been the quickest option, but for such a small cut, it just felt like overkill.
This is the way.
After peeling off the backing, I noticed I could simply flip it around, keeping the factory cut edge at the front and hiding my cut at the back. To position it, I pulled the back panel forward, lined the cable organizer up against both the back panel and the printer rail, and let the back panel return to its original position. Once everything was lined up, I slowly pressed it down, working my way from back to the front. Next was the cable organizer for the top. I followed the exact same steps as before, but I made a mistake. Did you catch it? And that's for this part. I think we need a new name for these. Calling them cable organizers doesn't really make sense anymore. They have kind of evolved into something else. From now on, let's call them panel holders. Now it's time to measure the acrylic panel. First, I measure the height of the front section. This one is pretty straightforward, from the top of the upper panel holder down to the bottom of the lower one. The back section is a little more complicated. There isn't enough room to use the same method, so I had to use my hold-to-force tape measure instead. The little extension on the back allows me to place it against the shelf surface, while the measuring part reaches up to the top of the cabinet. For the final measurement, I just need to take the thickness of the lower part of the panel holder into account, since the acrylic panel will sit inside both of the holders. The last measurement is the length, which is much easier, just measuring from the back of the cabinet to the front edge of the panel holder. And now it's time for the acrylic panel. First thing I did was transfer my measurements onto the sheet, and for this I used some tape. I marked where the measurements needed to be, placed the tape down, and then drew my cutting lines on top of it. To support the acrylic panel while cutting, I used 3 smaller MDF pieces from an old storage shelf I had. I taped the acrylic sheet to the MDF pieces and then secured the MDF pieces to the floor so nothing can move around while cutting. After that, I set the cutting depth carefully so I wouldn't cut into the floor, and then it was time to cut the acrylic. The cut went surprisingly smooth. I used my track saw for this. And while there are probably 100 different ways to cut acrylic, this was the easiest and most practical solution for me, especially since I live in an apartment. Alright, revealing time. Let's see what's hiding underneath the protective film. After peeling it all off, I realized it wasn't the see-through finish I was expecting. Instead, it had more of a milky white look, but with a really nice glossy surface. Not exactly what I had in mind, but honestly, it still looks great. The only downside is that it doesn't let through as much light as I had hoped. It went in with a bit of struggle, but not nearly as much as I expected. And here's the issue I mentioned earlier. The upper panel holder is a little too long, so it needs a bit more trimming. That's better. And look at that, it looks so good. The only thing I'm not happy with is the ends of the panel holders. They really need some kind of end caps. Do you have any ideas? And no, I don't have a 3D printer, sadly. But wait, we're not done yet. I got some bonus content for you guys. First, the printer base needs some color. Right now it's just a little too OSB looking. Next, the leather pull handle thingy needs to be shortened. At the moment, the paper tray hits it every time I pull it out. The paint sprayer I'm using here is from a review I'm currently working on. That review should be out soon, so keep an eye out for it. I've never cut leather before, but a pair of sharp scissors should do the trick. I guess it's time to expand my skills. And if you know a better way to cut leather, please let me know in the comments. Let's put everything back where it belongs. If this was your project, what would you have done differently? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your ideas. And with that, I think it's time to call this project finished. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.